Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is Constitutions of 1762 from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Constitutions of 1762. This is the name of one of that series of constitutions, or regulations, which have always been deemed of importance in the history of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite. Although the constitutions of 1762 have really nothing to do with that rite, having been adopted long before its establishment. In the year 1758, there was founded at Paris a Masonic body which assumed the title of the chapter, or council, of emperors of the East and West, and which organized a rite known as the Rite of Perfection, consisting of 25 degrees, and in the same year the rite was carried to Berlin by the Marquis de Burns. In the following year, the Council of Princes of the Royal Secret, the highest degree conferred in the rite, was established at Bordeaux. On September 21st, 1762, 9 commissioners met and drew up constitutions for the government of the Rite of Perfection, which have been since known as the Constitutions of 1762. Of the place of where the commissioners met, there is some doubt. Of the 2 copies hereafter to be noted, which are in the archives of the Southern Supreme Council, that of de la Hogue refers to the Orients of Paris and Berlin, while that of Auvergne says that they were made at the Grand Orient of Bordeaux. Story also names Bordeaux as the place of their enactment, and so does Ragon, although he doubts their authenticity and says there is no trace of any such document at Bordeaux, nor any recollection there of a consistory which is said to have drawn up the constitutions. To this may be answered that the archives of the Mother Supreme Council at Charleston, there are 2 manuscripts, copies of these constitutions, one written by Jean-Baptiste Marie de Hogue in 1798, which is authenticated by Comte de Grasse, under the seal of the Grand Council of the Princes of the Royal Secret, then sitting at Charleston, and another written by Jean-Baptiste Auvergne in 1797. This copy is authenticated by Long, de Hogue, de Grasse, and others. Both documents are written in French, and are almost substantially the same. The translated title of de la Hogue's copy is as follows: Constitutions and Regulations drawn up by 9 commissioners appointed by the Grand Council of the Sovereign Princes of the Royal Secret at the Grand Orients of Paris and Berlin, by virtue of the deliberation of the 5th day of the 3rd week of the 7th month of the Hebrew era, 5662, and of the Christian era, 1762, to be ratified and observed by the Grand Councils of the Sublime Knights and Princes of Masonry, as well as by the particular councils and Grand Inspectors regularly constituted in the 2 hemispheres. The title of the Auvergne's manuscript differs in this, that it says the constitutions were enacted at the Grand Orient of Bordeaux, and that they were transmitted to our brother, Stephen Morin, Grand Inspector of all the lodges in the New World. Probably this is a correct record, and the constitutions were prepared at Bordeaux. The constitutions of 1762 consist of 35 articles, and are principally occupied in providing for the government of the Rite, established by the Council of Emperors of the East and West, and of the bodies under it. The constitutions of 1762 were published at Paris in 1832 in the following. They were also published in 1859 in America, but the best printed exemplar of them is that published in French and English in the Book of Grand Constitutions, edited by Brother Albert Pike, which is illustrated with copious and valuable annotations by the editor, who was the Sovereign Grand Commander of the Southern Supreme Council. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.